Well, hopefully this is a good angle. Okay, we are in my kitchen today because my AC is in the other room and I feel like y'all won't be able to hear me with that blowing. Okay, today's topic is going to be how detoxifying your body clears your skin. And I wanted to talk about this because, as always within the channel, what we talk about, it's not just about what we are doing externally with the body, it's also about what we are doing internally with the body. I am really big on making sure that you drink your water. I'm really big on making sure that you're eating the right foods. I'm really big on making sure you are going within yourself and figuring out what is going on so that that you are doing everything across the board to have clear skin, and it's not just about what you are using. Okay, so we're going to talk about like detoxifying from the within out. First of all, a lot of people are not drinking water. I think water is the easiest way to start to cleanse your system. Water goes in, it flushes things out. A lot of times when people start drinking more water, they see a major difference in what their skin looks like. Okay, water is just overall good for flushing out the system, the inside. We all know this. We heard about this for years. It has been told to us a million and million and million and million and million of times, but yet people don't really know. Being as simple as that, right? Another way that's great to detoxify your body is to cut back on the things that are not great for you. Cutting back on smoking, cutting back on drinking, cutting back on eating too much sugar, eating too much salt, cutting back on eating processed foods, okay? You're wondering why you are having acne, eczema, other skin conditions that come up out of nowhere, rashes and things like that. It is your body's, your skin reaction to the things that are inside of you that are trashing your system, okay? A lot of times we don't know what's going on internally, but our external, our skin will tell us exactly what is going on internally, especially if you're having a lot of unknown skin conditions that come out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden you're like, I've been doing everything and my skin's not clearing up. A lot of times it could be something internally. And I always say this, if you tried everything and it's not working and it's not healing your skin, then more likely it's internal and you need to go and get that checked out by a doctor, right? But many people cutting back on, like I said, smoking, drinking, the sugar, the salts, the processed foods, those can be as simple as that help with your skin to heal. Okay, another way that you can detoxify your system is fasting. I love fasting. I used to do it a lot more back then, and I'm now starting to get back into fasting because fasting is it's good overall. It does a lot of greatness when it comes to cell renewal in the body, which also is great for the outside. It gives your digestive tract a break, but usually when you fast for, let's say, 13 hours, that's what I'm doing right now, or you'll fast for, like, people do like 24-hour fast and all that, they notice a major difference in what their skin looks like as well, right? Because their insides are cleaning out everything that's going on, and your body has time to clean out the shit. Let's be real, when you are fasting and you're not always consuming and drinking and eating things, it gives your body that reset to clear things out. So a lot of times when people are fasting, like intermittent fasting, maybe they may do longer fastings, they notice that not only do they feel better or look better health-wise, but their skin also is a lot better. They may see things or skin condition that they have start to clear up, okay? So fasting is another way to detoxify the system. I see we have 2 people in here, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rewind it back just in case you guys missed the first points that I had put down when it came to fasting. So the first thing that I said that is important with fasting is, number 1, drinking your water. It flushes out the system. Number 2, cutting back on sugars, salts, processed foods, smoking, alcohol. Those are things that junk up the system, okay? And then number 3, I was talking about fasting, okay, and how fasting gives your whole system a break and also your system a reset. Okay, and a lot of times people fast, they see not just the benefits of their body wholly, but they also see the benefits of their body and their skin. Okay, you guys have to understand too, when I say this over and over again, skin is the biggest organ. Skin is going to be your first sign about what's going on with you internally. Okay, your skin is going to be the first signal, and a lot of people ignore that. Oh, I've had this rash for like 6 months and it hasn't went anywhere. Something's going on. It doesn't matter about what many creams you put on it or all that. That is an internal issue. You get what I'm saying? So that is another way. Another way that I like to detoxify my system, more like on a daily basis, is by implementing herbs. Okay, you guys have seen me talk about herbs many a times on this channel. There are herbs that I like to use that are great for detoxifying the lymphatic system, the lymphatic system, the liver, the just system overall. Okay, and I'm gonna share a few of that with you guys now. I shared a few on my channel, but just to like recap, right? So dandelion root. Okay, get you some. I love this stuff. It's great for not just only like cleansing you out, but it's also good for your digestive tract. And that's another thing. People underestimate the digestive tract. Your digestive tract is very important. Okay, that is very important to your overall health. Gut health is very important. Okay, another one of my favorite herbs to use is neem leaf. Same thing. It's a great way to detoxify the body. Burdock root, you guys have heard me talk about that many times. And of course, oil of oregano. This right here is a powerhouse. Okay, if you do not know about oil of oregano, you have been sleeping, right? Oil of oregano is an antiseptic. It is great for the body. It clears out. If you're feeling like you're getting sick or anything like that, you take oil of oregano, it will wipe out whatever you got going on. So I like to take an oil of oregano at least like once a week. And it also has great benefits for the skin as well. Okay, so inside out, I need for you guys to start thinking inside out when it comes to skin. And the thing too with me, and like I said, I've been waxing clients for about it's been 7 years that I have been in the industry of waxing people. And the amount of times that I get people that come in and their skin is just not looking good, and it's like, what are you doing? What is your lifestyle? Those are the conversations that I like to have, because it doesn't matter what product I recommend you. It doesn't matter what routine I recommend for you. If you aren't taking care of yourself and you aren't doing the work internally, inside out, you're not going to see the best results. And I had to also learn this when it came to my acne. As you guys know, years ago, this is how my whole channel started, is where I had a really bad issue with acne, and I couldn't figure out what was breaking me out, which of course was stress and a whole bunch of other things that was going on. But I had to really not just stay on the outside, but on the inside. What am I drinking? What am I consuming? What are my stress levels looking like? Am I getting my sleep? And when I started noticing that, I started putting inward, the work inward, my skin started to also do better. So yes, you use your face mask and salicylic acid and all that, but what am I drinking? What am I consuming? What is my stress levels like? You get what I'm saying? So when I'm dealing with clients and we're having these conversations and I'm just like, your skin isn't improving, what's going on in your life? What's going on around you? And usually I can look at my client's skin and know that they're stressing out about something. Right? I know they're not drinking their water. Right? So you have to understand that your internal health is really important. And I really can't stress that enough for people. You get what I'm saying? Like, I see people and their skin just looks like, why are you 25 and you look like you're going on 70? Like, what is going on? What is going on? But it's when you are not properly taking care of yourself. You get what I'm saying? And just taking care of yourself, not only is it great for your overall health, let's not mistake that for it. You of course want to be healthy, but it's also going to show on the outside. It's also going to show on the outside. And this is where too, when it came to like how I dealt with my clients, and how I dealt even with this channel and coming on and talking to you guys, is that I wanted to start to pivot the way that I came at talking about skincare, right? Or came at talking about the skin, because there's so many layers to the skin. It's not just this. It's not just what you see up front. There are roots to skin. And a lot of times I feel like that part of it is dismissed. The part where there's roots to this, it's not acknowledged, especially when it just comes to the influencer world here on YouTube and TikTok. People aren't talking about the foundation of skin, and that's very important. And I will forever, people probably don't want to hear it because they probably think it's boring, you know, but trust me, when you know the foundation of skin and you know what works and what is going to give you, let me put it this way, when you nurture the roots, everything else is going to flourish. Actually, we're sitting right in front of my little apothecary right here. Maybe I'll show you guys my plant babies later. But that's what came to mind when I was just saying that. But when you nourish the roots of the skin, the inside, everything else is going to flourish. Point blank period. Right? Right. So, let's get into these herbs. I want to make sure that this is... oh no, I got ink all over my hand. Okay, hold on. Let me do this really quickly. All right, so I got ink all over my hand. And my hands are so dry. Okay, anyway, that's not the point. Stay focused, Eunice, stay focused. So now that we know ways to detox the skin, let's go into these herbs that I have that I'm taking. I'm only going to talk about the ones that I'm currently personally using, but I want to share with you guys like why these are important to take, why I take them, and what they have done for me, and just so you can do, you know, you can add them to your regimen, but also you need to do your own research, and I can't stress that enough as well. Y'all, I always say the same things over and over again. Aren't y'all tired of hearing me saying the same things over and over again? I'm like, do your research, do your research. And it's true. You know, we all have a phone in our hand that has so much information. It's all about what you decide to do with it. So hold on one second. Let me get up my notes real quick. If you guys have any questions about skincare, it can be anything. Leave it in the comment section. Let's talk about it. This is what I'm here for, okay? I'm here to be you guys' skincare guide. And just a little background so you guys know exactly what it is that I do. I am a cosmetologist, been a cosmetologist for about 10 years, and I've been working in the waxing industry for about 7. So your girl is pretty, I deal with skin on a daily basis, put it that way. All right. So let's get into this. We're going to start off with dandelion root. Okay, so we're going to talk about dandelion root and the benefits of it. And I'm going to tell you guys why I use it and everything, right? So dandelion root, let's talk about the properties of this for... You know what? We'll talk about the internal properties because that is what this is about, the internal properties, and how they're going to come out on the skin. So this is anti-inflammatory. It helps to boost collagen production, and it also helps to protect against sun damage. Okay, these dandelion root also is an antioxidant, and yes, and it also helps to detoxify the body, like your liver, and it also improves skin health, and it helps reduce the acne breakouts and all that, right? But the key thing when it comes to these herbs that we're going to talk about is detoxifying. I want you guys to just really know that these are herbs that Everything is falling off my lap. These are herbs that are going to detoxify the skin from the body from within out, right? So this is detoxifying the body, removing those impurities, getting them out so they're not festering, okay? That's dandelion root. Dandelion root is one of those where they say take about 3 capsules, I believe, a day. I don't ever take 3 capsules a day, okay? I take 1 capsule a day, every other day or something like that. Before I continue this, I also want to say, when it comes to these herbs, do your research, okay? Herbs work differently for everyone. Certain herbs, if you're on certain medications, you cannot take. If you have any allergies, be mindful of the herbs that you are taking. Okay, I have to say that too, because whenever you're recommending something, you gotta throw that in there. Okay, be just mindful when you're taking these herbs, how you're taking them. Do your research. Okay, do it. Of course, burdock root is another one. This one is your blood purifier. This one is your lymphatic detoxifier. That one is going to that only take like once a week, because like I said, I'm very cautious when it comes to herbs. I don't just throw a bunch of herbs, take a handful of them and throw them in my system. I like to take them and see how they work for me. Okay, that's how I do it. Oil of oregano I take once, but it's kind of rare. I take one probably once a month, one every 2 weeks or something. Like, I really am very like limited on the herbs. I don't do too much with them. Now my daily vitamin I take every day because it has all the things you need, right? But yeah. So do you guys have any questions? I feel like I'm talking so much. It's been 17 minutes of me just like talking to myself. So do you guys have any questions? I mean, I will tell y'all one thing. Like, I'm all about, coming on here and being live. But when you're sitting here and you're just talking, and there's no engagement, like, I want y'all to ask questions. Y'all come in and then jump out. And I feel like there's no engagement. You get kind of like drained after a while. It's like, okay, I've been talking. But nonetheless, I'm here to give you guys the information that you need and balance. So if there's no engagement or if there's no one asking questions, then I'm going to go. But I just really want to talk about detoxifying the body from within out, and why that is important to do, and how it shows up in your skin, right? So let's just go ahead and let's just recover or go over these points, and then I'm going to go ahead and hop off since there's not much engagement going on with this video. Number 1, water. Drinking your water, the easiest, simplest way to detoxify. 2, reducing smoking, alcohol, sugar, salts, processed foods, okay? Those things that get in there and mess up the system, yes, let it go, okay? Was it herbs? You know what? Okay, my mind is... Anyways, taking the herbs in your system. I think I'm done. Okay, I must be done. My mind is like... I had coffee this morning too. But my mind is not here. My mind is not here. My mind is out the freaking window. And it's only Monday. Listen. But yeah. Okay. So anyways, let's keep this going. I guess since you guys were done talking about detoxifying of the skin, nobody has any questions. But I guess I can tell you what y'all be interested in if I start talking about it. Love Island. Start talking about Love Island. Y'all gonna tune in, huh? What y'all think about Sierra? Leaving the villa? Wait for it. What y'all think about Nicolandria? Nicolandria, Love Island. What y'all think? Y'all think Clark really liked Taylor, or Taylor really likes Clark? Because I don't. Mm, mm. Y'all think Shelly and Ace is really gonna last? Mm, mm, mm. Oh my goodness. I'm just like, what gets y'all? Do I need to come on and introduce myself with like what's popular first and then we talk about skincare? Like, I don't know. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and leave this live here because there's not a lot of engagement on here. But at the end of the day, I just want to make sure you guys get the knowledge that you need when it comes to skin. And yeah, so I will see you guys in a later video. Bye.